Hi guys, it's time for another kind of throwback type of video. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the brands that I said last year that I wanted to try in 2020 and whether or not I tried them. I should have already filmed a video of brands I want to try in 2021, so if you want to watch that, I will link that in the corner for you. But I'm going to go through my list of the video that I filmed last year of the brands that I want to try this year and see if I actually did. And I did cheat because I've already looked at the list because I wanted to bring out the things that I actually did try from these brands so I could show it to you. So let's go ahead and start. So the first brand on my list last year that I said I wanted to try this year was M Cosmetics. I have not tried anything from M Cosmetics this year because they haven't really come out with anything that's really been me. I feel like their aesthetic is more like neutral with a pop of color, and that's not really, you guys know, that's not really my aesthetic, but it is something that I could potentially talk myself into trying. But as of this very moment, they just haven't come out with anything that's been really up my alley, and I just haven't really been that interested in the brand. I have heard that the quality is amazing, but what they've come out with just hasn't been perfect, and I'm still just waiting for that perfect release that's gonna come out that's going to make me go, this is the time that I'm going to try M Cosmetics. And I feel like that time is going to come. Hopefully it's going to be next year. I didn't actually include M on the list of brands I want to try next year though. Not really sure why. I feel like they just kind of slipped my mind. They aren't a brand that's like on my mind a lot. So I don't know, we'll see. I still feel like there's a very good chance that I will try that brand next year, even though it's not really on my to try list, but we'll see. The next brand that I mentioned that I wanted to try was Nabla, and I actually do have some stuff from Nabla now. I was so lucky to get a beautiful subscriber gift, and she sent me a bunch of singles from Nabla, and I've done a video with these. I will link that if I can find it. It's quite old now, but these shadows are beautiful. The formula is really, really, really nice. I will say I like their mattes a little bit more than the shimmers, but I also just haven't played with them that much because I just haven't had time, I'll be honest. But these are really, really beautiful, and these are making me wanna, buy palettes from Nabla as well, even though I've heard that the formulas aren't the same and the quality isn't the same in their singles as their palettes. Let me know if that's true or not. I've definitely heard some people say that their singles are better, but I feel like Nabla is one of those brands that I just want to buy a palette from them. I just want to review a palette. So if they come out with a neutral palette with a pop of color, that's the kind of brand that I'm like, fine, I'll try you now. So we'll see what happens. I do feel like their palettes usually get pretty good reviews, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. Let me know if you want to see like Nabla reviews on my channel, and I can probably do that because it is a brand that really, really intrigues me. Next brand on my list is Adept Cosmetics, and I said in the video that I filmed last year that I had already made an order from Adept, and so I've obviously tried Adept, and I did do a video with these as well. I ended up getting a single shadow order here with a bunch of their shadows. I know that I have reformulated a lot of these since I tried these, so I don't know how different they're going to be, but I will say that the shimmer formula that they have, some of their shimmers are spectacular. And their mattes are really, really nice and pigmented too. Not all of them are the most buildable, but they are extremely pigmented. And if you work with shadows the way that I do, I don't think that you would have any problems whatsoever because they are beautiful shadows and I really, really like them. I think I did a palette bingo with these. Was that a member only tutorial? I think it might have been, but I really, really like these shadows. And if you guys have been considering trying out Adept, I would definitely steer you in that direction and say go ahead, because I do think that they are a really nice brand, and they also make the most amazing magnetic palettes. I will show you. I've showed these in so many videos, but these are by far my absolute favorite magnetic palettes in my collection. The quality is just fantastic. They are pretty pricey. I want to say these are $30. Is that correct? I don't know, but I have 4 of them, so I feel like that tells you a lot. But these are just wonderful. And of course I have shadows inside as well, which I will show you here, because actually these shadows are also a brand that I said I wanted to try, and that is Terra Moon Cosmetics. So clearly I've tried Terra Moons, and a lot of these were also a subscriber gift, which I'm so grateful for. Thank you so much to you who sent me these. These are absolutely amazing. And then the brand actually sent me some as well down here, as well as the new El Barrio palette, which I was so lucky to be able to work with Terra Moons on a sponsored video with this. And let me just say that this is in my top 5 palettes of the year. I don't know how far I've come with the rankings so far. I don't know if you already see me do a look with this or when this video is going up. I'm not really sure, but yeah, needless to say, I love this brand. I'm so happy I bought something from Terra Moons. I also have a Black Friday order coming where I bought all of the iridescent chameleons because I just need them. I just know I'm going to love them. They were hella pricey. They were like $180, I think, for a bundle of 13, was it maybe? I'm not sure, but oh my god, I'm so excited to get them. They were supposed to come yesterday, so I'm hoping that they come today when I'm filming this because I'm so excited and I just know that they're going to make me so happy. So let's see, what is the next brand on my list here? Next brand on my list is Kristen Lee, and I kind of feel the same way about Kristen Lee as I feel about M Cosmetics. I feel like their brand aesthetic is just, it's almost there for me, but just not quite there, you know? Like again, they just haven't come out with like the release that I've been super interested in. Like I can't even really tell you what Kristen Lee has come out with in 2020 because the releases just hasn't, you know what I mean? Like I just don't remember. And I feel like that says a lot. I think they just came out with like some multi-chrome liquid shadows or something. Is that correct? Is that a different brand? Not really sure, but like liquid shadows and cream shadows just aren't really something that I'm that interested in. So yeah, I just haven't tried anything from them. And it's also a brand that is still on my radar. I still want to try something from Kristen Lee, but I'm just waiting for the right time to come. The next brand that I said I wanted to try is also a brand that I have tried this year, and this is Enchanted Luster Cosmetics, which if you haven't heard of them is a Australian indie brand, and I have their Dragon Prism 2 palette, which they sent to me so kindly. Here is what the palette looks like, and again, if I don't know how far I've come with the rankings of this year's palettes, but this is also in my top 5 of the year, so maybe a little bit of a curveball, maybe a surprise, maybe this is the palette that you guys have been kind of like, I wonder what is the 5th palette, because a lot of you have guessed the other ones, but this one, not so many of you guessed that, but this is a beautiful multi-chrome palette. The more I use this, the more I love it. These formulas are so metallic, so intense, so shiny, so beautiful, just so everything. I think it is an amazing palette. It's very, very expensive, but they do come as singles. So if that is something you're interested in, I would highly recommend you checking out this brand because they have some really, really, really nice eyeshadows. So I'm so happy to have this in my collection, and I'm so happy to just be able to feature this brand more because I feel like this is a brand that just deserves a little more love. Moving on, next brand on my list is a brand that I feel like have kind of fallen off the face of the earth. Like, I don't know what happened to this brand. Does this brand even exist? Has this brand come out with anything in 2020? This is Mavi Cosmetics. Mavi used to come out with these little like travel inspired palettes. They had like the Tokyo palette and the Take Me Back to, no, that's BH. Oh wait, is it? I'm so confused now. But they had these cute little 9-pan palettes that they come out with that was inspired by like cities and stuff, and it was the whole thing, and all of their palettes were really, really cute, and I really wanted to try one of them, but since they haven't come out with anything, I mean, obviously have they come out with something? I don't know, but I feel like that also tells you a lot, the fact that I don't even know if they've come out with something. They haven't been very good at advertising it if they have, so it's still a brand that I'm rooting for. I really want to try something from them if they, you know, start coming out with stuff again, which would be really nice because I've heard that their quality is really nice and the palettes are very inspiring to me at least, and I don't know why I never ended up picking up the previous ones, like the ones that they already have, because they're really, really nice. But as of this moment, with me having a channel, with me being a review channel, it's just I'm never going to buy like older releases because it's just, I need to save my money for the new ones, let's be honest. So yeah, it's still a brand that I want to try, but I just didn't this year. Next up, when I saw this name on the list, I'm so mad. This is Bombshell Cosmetica. I don't know if any of you guys know about Bombshell Cosmetica, but they used to come out with some really, really nice and fun, colorful palettes, and I ended up ordering their last palette, which I don't even remember the name of this now. But let's just say that the brand shut down and I never got my money back. I never got my palette and the brand is nowhere to be found anymore. So kind of sketchy. I don't know what happened to the brand. I'm never going to get my money back. I definitely don't want my palette now because, but yeah, I'm a little bit upset about that because it's annoying, you know? Obviously shit like that shouldn't happen, and it's just such a stupid way for a brand to kind of like just disappear like that with like orders hanging, and I don't know what happened to them, but I honestly don't give a shit. Next brand on my list is Touch of Glam Beauty, and Touch of Glam Beauty was a brand that I had been wanting to try for such a long time, and at the beginning of this year, not sure when exactly it was it this summer? I think it was like pretty early in the year. I wanted to make an order and I went on their website, and they only have an Etsy store, at least when I wanted to make an order, and their Etsy store was so messy. It's so hard for me to find anything on an Etsy account that just has a lot of products. Like, to me, it's very overwhelming. I don't like shopping on Etsy personally. I prefer brands to have their own websites because it's just so much easier to like sort stuff, and it's just, it feels more professional. But I did end up messaging the owner and being like, hey, I can't navigate your site. Can you put together like a little mystery package for me if I send you some money? And she was so kind to do that. So I did get a few shadows here, and these are the ones that she picked out for me. I did do a swatch video with these, and some of these are insane, like absolutely incredible. This shadow right here, this is called the Second, and I remember that because it's just one of the most insane eyeshadows that I have in my collection. Like this is, let me just show you because words cannot do this any justice. And I remember the first time I put this on my eyes, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. This is, I mean, look at it. It's just so beautiful. And some of these other ones are really, really, really nice too. I haven't had a chance yet to actually use all of these on my eyes because I just have too much makeup and too many eyeshadows and too many singles and too much of everything, but they're really, really, really nice. And if this is a brand that you have been wanting to try, definitely go for it. Have the patience to look through the site and find what you want because they have a lot of stuff on their website, or in their Etsy store, I should say. So just have a little patience, don't be like me, and maybe you will find some hidden gems because some of these are beautiful. So I have two more brands on my list here, none of which I tried this year. The first brand is Alien Cosmetics. Alien Cosmetics was a brand that I saw so many people speak very highly of, but all of their palettes had pressed glitters in them. I know this year they've come out with a couple of palettes that didn't have pressed glitters, but I don't know what it has been about the color stories that just hasn't really been perfect. I don't know. I've seen some people use their latest one, which was a collab with someone, I forget who, but that one apparently is incredible. Like that is such a nice palette, and I kind of regret not picking that up when it launched. But again, not going to buy old makeup because gotta save my money for the new ones. But it's definitely a brand that whenever they come out with something next that I'm even like halfway interested in, I'm probably going to buy it because it is a brand that I really, really, really want to try. And I've heard that their formula is amazing. I'm just waiting for a palette that doesn't have any pressed glitters and has a color story that I'm like interested in, at least somewhat interested in. So I feel like that is a brand that I'm for sure going to try next year, but I just didn't this year. Last brand on my list that I said I wanted to try in 2020 is Chaos Makeup. And I remember after I did that video, so many people commented on my video being like, hey, Chaos Makeup is actually a very sketchy brand, their customer service is really bad, and yada yada yada, and it just made me lose interest in a brand because honestly, I just don't want to buy from someone who I already know probably has bad customer service, but I also know that whatever happened to that brand is something that people were talking about like a year or two ago. I don't know if this is still the case with the brand. If you guys have any experience buying from Chaos Makeup, please do let me know how your experience was, or if you know anybody who's ordered from them in the past year. I'm totally willing to give them a chance because like I said, their products are so nice. Like they look really, really beautiful. They have a lot of kind of multi-chrome stuff, and it's a brand that I would love to try, but I also don't want to buy from a brand who already has a bad reputation, end up liking the products and then recommending it to you guys and you may be having a bad experience. Like I just don't want that to happen. So I would love to hear if you guys have bought from them in the past year and like just how it was for you, because if you had a good experience, maybe I will, you know, give them a chance. And if you guys want to see me review Chaos Makeup, do let me know. So those were all of the brands on my list, and I think I did okay. I mean, there's always a chance that brands just aren't going to come out with something that I'm interested in, and I'm not going to buy something from a brand just to try the brand. Like it still needs to be products that I want to try, because if I get something that I'm not really like excited to use, like it'll just show in my video, and I feel like my bias towards the product already kind of being it's just going to make it into a sort of meh review, you know? So I'm excited for next year. I'm excited to see what all of these brands come out with next year, and I'm also just so excited to be using some of the stuff that I have in my pile here a little bit more, especially my Terra Moon shadows. Oh, they're so good. And I'm so excited to get my order today. It might even have been delivered. I know what I'm gonna do when I go shut off this video because I just wanted to get here. I'm so excited. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching another one of my Annette Miss videos. If you wanna see the Annette Miss playlist, if you missed any days, I will put that up here. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.